Kanye West. Kanye West. How? How could you do this? Why? Why would you do this, man? How am I supposed to listen to Graduation? Now, every time I'm going to listen to one of your songs, all I'm going to be thinking about in the back of my thoughts are those anti Semitic comments that you made. This is so disappointing. Why? Why you, of all people, Kanye? I'm a huge fan, by the way, if it isn't obvious. You know what I feel like? I feel like you're Ron Burgundy, and I'm one of your fans from San Diego.
From the entire Channel 4 news team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy. Go yourself, San Diego.
Kanye, if you have a problem with an individual person or a few people who happen to be Jewish, then do me a favor and call them out individually and leave the rest of us out of it. Okay? You told Diddy that we, the Jewish people, control him. Did you see the amount of followers you have on social media, for example, versus an average Jewish person like me? And you're going to sit there and talk about control and influence? Okay, let's look at Sarah Silverman. Sarah Silverman is a comedian. She's famous. She has influence too. But and she's Jewish, right? When you put yourself against Sarah Silverman, who has more influence and followers? Even Ross from Friends came out and said something. Again, Kanye, between you and Ross, who has more influence and followers? Of course, you. You said DEFCON 3. Death. You used the word death when the appropriate term is DEFCON 3. You knew what you were doing when you did that. And then you go from one day saying white lives matter to the next day saying Jewish lives don't. So what happened there, Kanye? What happened? Then you're saying that you're not anti-Semitic because there are black people that are also Jewish. Just because, there are black people who are Jewish doesn't mean that you're going to like them necessarily. I mean, let's look at quickly what happened in the Rwanda situation back in the 90s, right? But having said that, when you said that black people are Jewish also, many people interpreted that in two different ways. One, that yes, there are black people who are Jewish also. They happen to be Ethiopian Jews, right? Or there are black folks that converted to Judaism and decided that they want to study Torah and live the life of a Jew. The other interpretation is you're taking the narrative of the Black Israelites group saying that the Jews are originally black and the white people hijacked the black people's identity and are now calling themselves Jews. Now, the reason I bring up the second interpretation is because Kanye, you were on the Fox News interview with Tucker Carlson, and apparently, supposedly, you said that on there that black people are the original Jews, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was reported that Fox took that out of the interview. They didn't air that part. And whether it's true or not, I mean, many people are saying that you said that, right? But whether it's true or not, you've had about 2 years ago, you had Deshaun Jackson saying it. You have, again, Black Israelite groups saying that. And why this is a problem, why this is an issue, because it does entice violence, right? You've had people that were inspired by the Black Israelites group, and they went and attacked the Jewish communities, okay? Gunning down Jewish people. I have a question. Why would white people pretend to be Jewish? Why would they hijack someone else's identity willingly? Why would they do that when Jews are arguably the most hated people throughout our history, and they've been persecuted many, many times, with the most recent being the Holocaust? So why, to this day, continue living a lie when they don't have to? Why would they willingly do that? It doesn't make any sense. When people talk about Jews, they always say Jews are white, Jews are white. They're only talking about Ashkenazi European Jews. They don't know that other groups of Jews exist. Okay? The Jews all come from the same place, and they were expelled from their land by the Romans. And after being scattered, all right, yes, 1,000 plus years of assimilation is going to make them look different. So, Jews that are in Europe are eventually going to look European. Jews that are Sephardic are going to look Arab. Jews that are Mizrahi are going to look Persian. Jews that are Ethiopian are going to look black. And yes, Jews that are Indian are going to look Indian. All right? Being Jewish isn't about whether you're black or white, it's about sharing an ancestry, coming from a certain place, sharing an ancestry, and living a lifestyle of a Jewish person by following the Torah, okay? By having a certain faith, believing in God. So that's what makes somebody a Jewish person. And yes, there have been people throughout the years that also joined the Jewish nation by converting because they also wanted to live that certain lifestyle and follow the Torah. Were the original Jews black? I don't know. I wasn't there. You weren't there. None of us were there. Do I believe that they were black logically? No. Uh, the Jews come from the Middle East, so they must have looked Middle Eastern. Whatever the case may or may not be, whoever the original Jews were, today's Jews are descendants of those Jews. And when you say that black people are Jews also, I agree. There are white Jews and black Jews and everyone in between. I don't understand what the obsession is of people saying that white Jews hijacked the black people's identity. Look, if you want to be Jewish, then just be Jewish. All right? Keep Shabbat, keep kosher, put on tefillin, live a Jewish way of life, pray to Hashem, pray to God, right? Do all those things. Anybody can be Jewish if they have the desire to be Jewish. It's that simple. Judaism is for anyone who wants Judaism in their lives, whether you're white, black, or anyone in between. Kanye, come on. The Jews have enough heat as it is. We don't need you to throw fuel into the fire. And I can assure you, I do not control Diddy. I promise you. He doesn't even know who I am. Well, the problem is when you say these things, you validate people's hatred. You also get people to believe information that isn't true. And if history has taught us anything, these things don't necessarily end well. So I ask you to please do better. Thank you.